The Journey of Arya, From Darkness to Light, extended version. Once upon a time, in a quiet town near the mountains, there was a little girl named Arya. Her life started in a very simple way. Her father owned a small shop, and her mother was a teacher in the village school. They were not rich, but their home was filled with warmth. Every evening, they would sit together around the dinner table, sharing food, laughter, and dreams. Arya loved stories. She carried a small notebook everywhere, writing poems, songs, and even little tales. She dreamed of becoming a writer. Her father used to smile and tell her, "One day, Arya, your words will travel further than you ever can." But life is not always kind. When Arya was only 10 years old, her father suddenly passed away. The man who had been her biggest supporter, her hero, was gone in a single moment. She remembered that night clearly, the cold silence in their home, her mother's tears, and the feeling that the world had collapsed. From that day, everything changed. Her mother had to work harder than ever. The small shop was closed, and money became a daily struggle. Arya, as the eldest child, took responsibility. She helped with the house, cared for her younger brother, and still tried to study. But inside, she felt broken. At night, when everyone was asleep, she cried into her pillow and whispered to herself, "Why me? Why my family? Why now?" Still, in the middle of her pain, she remembered her father's last words. "Even the darkest night will end, and the sun will rise again." These words became her secret strength. Years went by. Arya studied by candlelight when the electricity failed. She walked long distances to school, sometimes with torn shoes, sometimes without lunch. Many classmates laughed at her. They told her she was dreaming too big. Some said, "You are just a poor girl. Writers come from big cities, not from villages like ours." Their words cut deep, but Arya did not stop. Every time she opened her notebook, she felt alive again. When she turned 16, another mountain appeared in front of her. She wanted to go to university, but her family had no money. The dream of becoming a writer seemed impossible. For weeks, she felt lost. She almost gave up. But then one evening, she took her notebook and read her childhood poems. She saw her younger self, the little girl who believed in hope. And she made a decision. She would not surrender. She began to apply for scholarships. She wrote essays about her life, about losing her father, about the power of hope. She wrote with honesty, with tears, and with courage. One morning, an email arrived. Her hands shook as she opened it. She had won a full scholarship to study literature in Europe. Her mother cried tears of joy. Her brother hugged her tightly. For the first time in years, Arya felt sunlight in her heart. But success was not easy. Moving to Europe was a new challenge. Everything felt strange: the language, the culture, even the food. She often felt alone in her dormitory room. She missed her family. She missed the smell of her village, the sound of the mountains, the taste of her mother's cooking. Some nights, she sat by her window and wondered if she had made a mistake. Yet every time she wanted to quit, she opened her old notebook. Those pages reminded her of where she had come from. Slowly, she adapted. She learned the language. She made new friends. She read books from writers across the world. And step by step, she began to shine again. Her professors noticed her passion. She started writing articles for magazines. She entered writing competitions and won. People were amazed by her ability to tell stories that touched the heart. Students from Asia, Europe, and even Africa came to her, saying, "Because of you, we believe again in our own dreams." After years of hard work, Arya finally published her first book. She titled it, "The Sun Will Rise Again." It was a story of pain, struggle, and hope, her own story. To her surprise, the book was translated into many languages. It was read by people in Asia and Europe alike. Some read it for inspiration. Others read it to heal their own wounds. Letters started arriving. One woman from France wrote, "Your book gave me the strength to continue after I lost my husband." A young boy from India said, "Now I believe that one day I can also change my life." A man from Germany wrote, "Your words crossed borders and touched my soul." Arya realized something powerful. Pain is universal, but so is hope. It doesn't matter if someone is from a small village in Asia or a busy city in Europe. The language of courage is understood everywhere. And so, Arya's journey from darkness to light became a reminder for the world. Her story teaches us that life is not about never falling, but about rising again and again. Dreams may take years, they may require sacrifice, but they are worth every struggle. Whenever you feel like giving up, remember Arya's story. Remember that even a small flame can light up the darkest night. And above all, remember this: no matter how heavy the night may seem, the sun will rise again for you, for me, for all of us.